G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. How are we all doing on this lovely afternoon? It is wonderful and sunny today, and I'm on my way to work, so I thought I'd get a cheeky done whilst we're here. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're new around here, my name's Nathan. I ride motorbikes, and I talk smack on the internet. If you like to leave a comment, I will reply to you, don't you worry about that. And if you want, please subscribe. I post videos every 3 days, roughly. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I make this video as I only thought about it about 5 minutes ago because it's a problem plaguing me, and I imagine it would plague a lot of other people also. And that is, picking a new motorbike is quite hard in this day and age. But yes, deciding on a new motorbike in this day and age is not as easy as it could be because there's just so many goddamn bikes to choose from, and they're all so damn good, which is a bit of a problem when you're indecisive. Because if you like multiple kinds of bikes, multiple genres, deciding on a new bike is going to be an absolute nightmare, mainly because there's too many. There's too many to pick. Way too many to pick. So, I like cruisers, alright? The bike that got me interested in motorcycling was a Indian Scout Bobber. Then Indian released the Indian Chief, and I went, oh, they're both sexy. I'd like the Harley Street Bob, but most of the other Harleys aren't for me. I like many naked bikes. You got your FTR, your Street Fighters, your MTs, XSRs, etc. They're all gorgeous. But once again, there's so many. And then if you like your sports bikes, my word, how many bloody sports bikes are there and how many of them are good. And they're also damn expensive. So, picking a new bike can be quite the task. So I tell you, if you're new to the biking world, you've got a lot of research to be doing, okay? Now, fortunately, you'd be really happy to know that if your limitation is budget, picking a bike becomes significantly easier because second-hand bikes, when you're up to say like $8,000, if you look for a new bike, you're limited to only a few things, and they're all semi-decent choices, like your Ninja 400s and your CBR 500s, etc., like that. But when you have a really good budget, say like 35, 40 grand, well, then your choices are basically everything except for the Fireblades and the Panigale V4s. And then all of a sudden your decisions get much more complicated, because every bike, if you want to buy a new one, that is, they all have the same features. Some of them have more. Then you got to get into what extras you want to add into them. Sometimes if you want power versus styling, say you want a Thruxton R, or you want an S1000 or an RSV4 versus an R1. They're all different in their own way. Mind you, the Thruxton is extremely expensive for what it is, but it is sexy. And then you got to weigh up the options of what kind of riding you want to do. And if you don't ride often or at all yet, and say it's your first bike, you don't know what kind of riding you're doing. So you're more limited in your choice there because you don't know, you're right? It's that joy of the unknown. So for me, I bought a Rebel thinking I'd love cruisy riding. And I love riding, don't get me wrong, but I do like a little bit of sporty riding, so it's killing me. So I personally love the Triumph Bonneville Bobber, okay? I think that thing is one of the sexiest motorcycles around, but I wouldn't buy one as long as I'm dating the missus because it's got no back seat. And well, it ain't a handling monster, but I can handle that because when I ride alone, I tend to ride a little bit more reserved and more comfortable because, well, there's just no need to ride like an absolute hero when you're on your own. I know there's the Triumph Bonneville Speedmaster, but that thing just don't look as nice as the Bonneville Bobber, you know what I mean? It's a damn shame. I do like, say, your naked bikes, but they're expensive if you want the good ones. Like, I like the Stripple, aka the Street Triple 765. I think they're gorgeous, the new ones. They're $20,000 for the RS. Okay, that's expensive. Oh, I like the Street Fighter. Well, they're $25,000 plus Ducati running costs. Why are you slowing down, sir? Ducati running costs, well, they just cost a lot of money. Services cost anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000. Oh my God, it's Camaro. We don't see many of them in this country. An SS Camaro, man. I like Camaros. It's a shame that we have to pay 200 grand for them here. Same with Dodge Chargers. Stupid pricing for something so simple. Oh, Lily. Man, I tells you what, I love it. Having too much choice can be daunting, but once you've spent ages looking and crying about it, you realise the luxury of having all that choice. We don't really get a lot of small bikes options, which is great, like 150s and 100cc bikes, because they're just useless in our country for a lot of the roads, so there's no need to sell them brand new. But say like anything from your 300cc's up, your 250s, honestly are fast enough for your daily riding. Some of the 250s have been the most fun bikes I've ridden, and in fact there might be a little special thing on the channel soon in the coming months to show off. Not my bike, but it is something exciting nevertheless. That tells you, just having a lot of choice, it's just daunting, man. So many options, so many bikes, so many things, and you never know what's good, you don't know what's bad, and you can do a million bits of research, but the internet is the internet, therefore everything gets validated no matter what opinion it is. Is the Rebel 500 good? Yes. Is the Rebel 500 bad? Yes. It doesn't matter what you search, it'll always tell you what you want to hear. So, unfortunately, that only makes choices harder. And if you want to get a new bike, well, shit, as long as you got the money, then you just got to be happy and pray you don't drop the damn thing. Like, at least I bought this bike brand new, knowing damn well I was going to drop it. Let's be honest, it's a first bike. And, well, I did. Did I cry about it? No, I laughed my ass off when I dropped it the first time. When I low-sided, I just went, oh, it's okay, and we went on riding. No point being upset about it. And then when I dropped it again in the driveway of Hugh and dented my tank, I laughed about it then. Because, of course, I got the most damage in the most humorous way. But yeah, man, so much option, so little funding. If you're rich, well, I suppose that eliminates anything but time. So if you're rich, I guess you don't have this problem. You just buy everything. But say you want to trial a new type of bike, you can do a test ride, but it's not the same. You want an adventure bike, you got to really ride them around and know if you like them. Dual sports, same thing. Motards, sports bikes. Look, sports bikes look cool, but then people who don't ride sports bikes start riding them and go, oh, this is uncomfortable. My back hurts, my wrists hurt. And you go, well, you meant to hold yourself up with your legs as well. And they go, oh, I don't want to do that. And then they buy a naked bike. And that's what happens. But they wouldn't have known that until they ride it. Everybody gets told a sports bike isn't comfortable, but until you experience it yourself, you never really know these things, hey? And that's just the reality of motorbikes. People think naked bikes are comfortable, but the wind can get annoying if you're flying around high speeds everywhere. Now, that doesn't bother me, but it might bother you. And then some people go, well, maybe I want a cruiser. And then you go, well, cruisers are slow and heavy, and they don't handle very well. And if that's fine for you, fair enough. Then people get the forward controls and go, that puts a lot of load into my lower back. And I don't like that. Then you go, well, shit, man, I don't know what you want. Maybe you want a trike or something. No, nobody wants a trike. Oh, that's a lie. I met someone who wanted a trike, and I was like, what's wrong with you? But, yeah, the point being is, in this day and age of 1,000,001 motorcycles, there's that much choice and options now. It does make decisions much more complicated. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a good thing. Believe me, you're much better than everyone picking the same two motorcycles. But it does make just that initial decision so much harder. Like, I have been stuck on my next motorbike choice for so long now, because every time I decide on something else comes along and I'm like, that's nice. Like, I like the MV Agusta Brutale 800, alright, but I would never buy one, just because they're not very reliable from what I hear. I like the MT-09s, but they're not my favourite bike. Same with the XSRs, they're good, but they're not my favourite. Street Fighters are just expensive. Stripples are beautiful but expensive, and they've got welded exhaust now if you buy the new ones. Every bike is good and got a flaw, but all I'm saying is, man, when you're picking a new bike, just do your research and enjoy the ride until you finally decide it. But until that time comes, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have time for. So, I do hope you take it easy, keep it cheesy. Let me know if you struggle with this as well, and what bike you decided on eventually. But in other words, have a good day. Peace! Bye!